Hello, my name is Colin Hall, and today I'll be talking to you guys about myth number 6 from the 50 Great Myths of Popular Psychology. Myth number 6 is the myth that playing Mozart music or classical music to infants boosts their intelligence. And this myth kind of came around because of some false media sharing and some overcomplicated data. And I'll explain as we go. First off, let me give you guys some background to how it kind of came about. In 1993, a theory got produced and was shared via Nature magazine, which is a popular science magazine, that playing music, and particularly Mozart music, to a group of college students will help their cognitive ability for a certain task compared to if they were listening to relaxing music or just plain silence. The research comes out of the University of California, Irvine, and it was done by 3 researchers. And they never said that this would have any long-term enhancement of spatial ability, which is cognitive thinking and problem solving. Instead, they said that over a short period, compared to what the activities they had done, these college students improved their IQ levels. And this was the initial finding, which was published and took off from there. But this all started because Americans love intelligence for some reason. And it's obviously seen during all the honors student celebrations and the fact that honor students are very popular when it comes to bumper stickers. Moving along, we have the Mozart effect, which is what the boost in intelligence became known as. This theory was first termed by Alfred Tomatis, which he did this in 1991, and the theory later came out in 1993 when it was published in Nature magazine. But Don Campbell had a huge effect as he was the one who made it popular and eventually made a lot of money off of it. Moving forward to the rest of the history, in 1998, several governors, particularly out of the South, in Georgia and Florida, budgeted so that these newborns would get these free Mozart effect cassettes or CDs. Yes, cassettes are popular in the 90s. And during the early 2000s, after these cassettes and the Mozart effect really took off, several attempts were made to recreate the findings originally. And none of the studies were able to do that, but also none of the studies actually ever were conducted with infants or children. They were always done with college students, and they were never really that successful. But here's where it gets interesting. The media is the one who really perpetrates how this myth goes, because it started off in China, really, because a Chinese newspaper would state, according to studies conducted in the West, referring to the United States, these babies who listen to Mozart in gestation and womb will be smarter than their peers. And that's the first part of, oh, let's get Mozart into a baby's ears early. And then, ironically, the Milwaukee Sentinel-Journal picked it up, and they ran a headline that said numerous studies on the Mozart effect and how it helps elementary school students, high school students, and even infants increase their mental performance. Parents just loved hearing this, that their kids would be smarter and more intelligent than other people's kids, because everyone wants bragging rights. Lo and behold, there was no infants ever tested, or even children. So, really, no one wins here. But it's $100 million industry. No one wants to lose the money. All these companies are called baby Einstein companies, where it's not really based around science, but it's about making the babies smarter, even though the science that backs it up really don't work. And parents will pay according to these industries and according to the facts. But the kicker is the myth and why it never really got proven is the studies were refuted early. Before even the 2000s came around, the Georgia governor's claims that these children will be smarter and our school districts will be better was proven false. There was never even a real improvement in IQ. It was very marginal. Never lasted more than an hour or two. And that's why this is a myth. If you have anything else, ask in the comments.